Cint International Tutors. We are committed to bringing knowledge and skills to your doorsteps. This video is on how to create a database in SPSS. After watching this video, you will be able to know the basic concepts in research, the basic features of the SPSS window, how to create a database in SPSS, and how to enter data into a database in SPSS. Let us examine some basic concepts in research: observation, data, and research. An observation is an event that is seen to occur, whereas people often do not take records of the happenings around them. It is mandatory for researchers to take records of their observations. The record of a single observation is called datum, while the records of two or more observations are called data. This means that data is plural. Research is a systematic investigation involving the collection of data to solve a problem or contribute to knowledge about a theory or practice. Research therefore involves systematic collection, analysis, and interpretation of data to answer a question or solve a problem. Researchers collect data on variables that are relevant to the study being conducted in terms of enabling them to answer the research question or questions. These are called research variables, and they are classified as independent or predictor and dependent or outcome variables. In SPSS, the measure for qualitative variables on nominal scale is nominal, and the measure for qualitative variables on ordinal scale is ordinal. In the case of quantitative variables, the measure for all quantitative variables, that is, on both interval and ratio scales, is scaling. Let us now proceed to creating a database in SPSS. In creating a database in SPSS, the first thing to do is to examine the variables in the data collection instrument, such as the proforma below, and identify the quantitative and qualitative variables. Quantitative variables such as age, weight, height, systolic blood pressure, and diastolic blood pressure should be entered as numeric, and the values recorded for the respective variables should be entered directly. In the case of qualitative variables, such as sex, marital status, religion, level of education, and nature of duty, they should be entered as string. But values must be assigned to the items under each variable, that is, coding instructions. For example, for the variable named sex, male was assigned a value of 1 and female was assigned a value of 2. For the variable named marital status, single was assigned a value of 1, married was assigned a value of 2, separated was assigned a value of 3, divorce was assigned a value of 4, and widow was assigned a value of 5. The same thing was done for the other qualitative variables. The next thing to do is to start the SPSS program and create the database. To start the SPSS program, double-click on the IBM SPSS icon. In the box that appears at the center, select Type in Data and click OK. This opens the data editor window. This is the window where data entry and statistical analysis are performed. The other SPSS window is the viewer. That is where the results of data analysis appear. The data editor window has two views. That is the variable view, where the variables are entered, and the data view, where data entry is done. Let us look at the features of the IBM SPSS data editor window. The topmost part is the title bar. The title bar appears at the top of the program window and displays the name of the window, that is data editor, and the program, that is IBM SPSS statistics. The file is untitled. Below it is the ribbon. The ribbon is designed to help you quickly find the commands that you need to complete a task. It consists of a set of task-specific tabs, such as File tab. The File tab allows you to open databases, save files, and print, among other functions. The Edit tab allows you to edit data, such as cut and paste block of numbers from one part of the data editor to another. It allows you to insert variables and to clear or delete variables. The Data tab allows you to sort cases, to sort variables, and to split your file. The Transform Data tab allows you to manipulate variables. The Analyze Data tab allows you to analyze your data and also create charts if you want. The Graph tab allows you to create different charts using the chart builder. The white area is the data editor window. This is where you input data and carry out statistical functions. The next thing to do is to enter the variables. And this is done in the variable view of the data editor window. The first variable on the proforma is identification number. And this is going to be entered as ID number. SPSS does not allow spaces between the characters. And since it is for identification only, the measure is going to be nominal. The next variable on the proforma is age. And this is going to be entered as age. Being a quantitative variable, it is a numeric type of data, and the measure is scale. The next variable is sex, and this is going to be entered as sex. Being a qualitative variable, it is a same type of data. Click inside the cell for type. Click on the three dots. In the variable type box that appears, select shrink and click OK. Being a qualitative variable, values must be assigned to the items under it, as indicated in the coding instructions. Click inside the cell for values. Click on the three dots. In the box for value, type 1. In the box for label, type male, because 1 was assigned to male. Click add. In the box for value again, type 2. And in the box for label, type female, because 2 was assigned to female. Click add. Since all the items and the values assigned to them for this variable have been entered, click OK. And being a qualitative variable, the measure is nominal. Repeat the procedure for the other qualitative variables, that is marital status, religion, level of education, and nature of duty. The other qualitative variables have been entered. Marital status was entered as marital status. Religion was entered as religion. Level of education was entered as education level. Nature of duty was entered as duty. All of them were same type of data. Their values were entered based on the coding instructions, and their measure was nominal. The quantitative variables in section B were also entered. Weight was entered as weight. Height was entered as height. Systolic blood pressure was entered as SBP. And diastolic blood pressure was entered as DBP. Being quantitative variables, they were numeric type of data, and their measure was scale. If a variable was mistakenly omitted, for example, let us assume that there's supposed to be a variable between SBP and DBP. To insert the new variable, select the row for DBP. Click on Edit and click Insert Variable. A space is created for you to enter the variable omitted. And if a variable was inserted in error and you want to delete it, for example, between SBP and DBP, click on the variable to be deleted. Click on Edit and click Clear. The variable will be deleted. Now that all the variables have been entered, the database is complete now. All you need to do is to save the file. And to save the file, click on File. Click on Save. Give the file a name. Hypertension and Obesity Study Database, and click Save. Finally, what remains now is data entry, and that is done in the data view. The identification number for the performer display is 001, and that will be entered directly. The age recorded was 45 years. That will be entered directly. The sex was ticked as female, and that will be coded as 2. The marital status, married, was ticked, and that was coded as 2. The religion, Islam, was selected, and that was coded as 1. The level of education was tertiary, and that was coded as 4. The nature of duty was both administrative and teaching, and that was coded as 3. The weight was 80.2 kilograms, so it will be entered directly. The height was 1.67 meters, and that will be entered directly. The average systolic blood pressure was 140 millimeters of mercury, and that will be entered directly. And the average diastolic blood pressure was 85 millimeters of mercury, and that will be entered directly. The procedure shall be repeated for all the other completed proformers, after which the next thing to do will be data analysis, and this shall be covered in our next video. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you would like to have additional explanations on the topics that have been covered, please obtain your own copy of the student-friendly statistics for health, life, and social sciences book. The other form is available through the address shown. Also, I would like to inform you that the list of the Cint International Archive journals is available at the address shown. If you want to access our recently published articles, please do so at the address shown. And if you want to submit your manuscript to us for publication, please do so at the address shown.